As a nerd, I believe that you can learn something wherever you are. And especially when you are at work, when you have responsibility, you can learn from the people around you and your experiences. It's one of the reasons I love being a fractional so much. Being a fractional COO means I get to work with a lot of different companies, and I really enjoy getting to know different cultures and team needs. And yeah, being a fractional COO is being an operations nerd, but it looks different in all the different teams depending on the needs and the makeup of the unit. Um, Back in college, I learned a lot when I was a server waiting tables in restaurants. And I learned a lot about hard work, teamwork, customer service, problem solving. There is nothing like being triple sat on a Saturday. The kitchen's out of potatoes. There's live music. You can't hear the customer. They can't hear you. Everyone is stressed. And when you're back in the kitchen, they're expressing it colorfully. It is so much fun. Sometimes I miss it. It's such hard work. But at the end of the day, you still have to deliver a fantastic customer experience. You have to make your money. You have to figure it out. Working in hospitality taught me a lot back then. Oh, sorry, just shook everything. Taught me a lot back then. And now as a leader, I am learning about hospitality from the service industry again, because I'm reading this book called Unreasonable Hospitality. It's by author Will Guidara. And it is really good. I'm enjoying it. There's so many leadership and operational nuggets that can be applied even outside of the restaurant industry. So don't be put off just because it's about restaurants. I think there's a lot that can be applied for all businesses. In particular, I love how he talks about balancing structure and workflows and process and best practices with the art of innovation and spontaneity and responding to customers in the moment. How all of that ties together by leading a high-performing team who are really engaged and aligned, having a culture of excellence and improvement. So the same tensions that the author had to manage in his day-to-day are also in the business world. You ever have a lot of people on your team moving in different directions? They're moving really quickly. It's very fast-paced and changes all the time. You have maybe some people who are on the front lines with customers and some who are more behind the scenes, but everybody needs to be working together and sharing information across those teams. They have different daily responsibilities and experiences and insights and skills. And you, as a leader, have to magically align them all in the middle of all of this around a singular mission and culture and values. And they need to understand your goals and your pain points. So yeah, some of this is sounding familiar, right? It's not just restaurants. The author of the book had the same challenges in leadership, and he talks about so many different strategies and lots of little nuggets. I'm not going to dive into the whole book in this video, but I did want to talk a minute about how he handled meetings and communication with his people. There's so much more. I'm not going to talk about everything, but there are a few things that can be applied to your business and team. So first, he communicated in an ongoing way and an ongoing recurring rhythm. For them, it was a daily meeting before the dinner rush, so everyone can enter into the evening on the same page, share updates, solve problems together, and be ready for the evening. And not everyone's going to have the exact same meeting rhythm, but he was very intentional that there was a rhythm. It was ongoing and it was recurring, and he was communicating a lot. Over communication now doesn't just mean saying things over and over again, louder and louder, but he was communicating in a variety of ways. That was a different video. I talked about that a different time. He was also really intentional to set expectations for communication early on. So healthy communication starts with your expectations. All meetings had an agenda and a time frame and a rhythm that people could really easily get into the flow of. And he let everyone know what to expect beforehand. He told them, then he showed them, and then he summarized at the end, and then they went on into their evening. So he required participation. He was intentional to make that time together valuable and energizing. He put a lot of effort into it. And so it was important that everyone participated. I love what he says about building a culture of excellence in the book. That was one of my favorite sections so far. I still haven't finished it. I just wanted to talk about it already. So his meetings were about constant improvement and forward progress and problem solving. And he included everyone at every level in the ideas and the problem solving. That's one of my favorite things about the OKRs process, is being able to involve everyone, bring everyone together very intentionally, and to hear from everyone. So when you're constantly guiding your team and everyone is improving and climbing higher, they're going to stay motivated to do their best work for you. You're going to create a culture of problem solving and excellence. It's fantastic. It's great. Read it. I've mentioned it a few times, but I really like how solution focused he was and with his team. He didn't just announce doom and gloom in meetings and say, this is what it is. He was intentional to like activate his team and generate solutions and overcome things together and work together to solve things. And when this is the expectation and the habit, your team members are going to build a habit of being empowered to innovate and go the extra mile even when you're not around. They're going to know that that's what's expected and that's the norm. So there are a lot of great things we can learn from this book, from the hospitality industry, and leading our team. I hope that you're being intentional with your own meetings and experiencing the value of an aligned and engaged and informed and empowered team and all of the E's. If you want to overhaul your meeting rhythm, take a look at your communication. I am so happy to help. I love untangling teams and streamlining communication between the front and the back of the house, and helping everybody build a culture of excellence. So if I can be of help, let me know. Reach out today. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week.